Hey everyone, welcome to the American Jedi channel. Today we're going to be talking about Carvana. I'm going to break it down into two sections: my personal experience with Carvana, what all I went through, what knowledge I gained so I can pass it on to you. Also, I'm going to be doing a review of Carvana, be talking about, details in the car buying process. Might be a boring video. I don't really have much to show you, but I'm going to be giving you some good information if you are thinking about buying a car from Carvana, and hopefully with this information you'll be able to make a good decision on whether or not you want to do business with them. So anyways, my personal experience with Carvana: I found this car on a Friday and it got delivered on a Monday. Now, the car did come with a few more scratches on it than was noted online. Noted online was one chip in the hood and one chip on the deck lid. So there were only two things. There was no, if you look at Carvana's 360 degree view, there'll be little yellow triangles, and they'll tell you like what deficiencies are on the car. And usually they have like 2 or 3 on there. Most of them I've seen 3. This one had 2, had a chip in the hood, chip on the trunk lid, and yet there were some more scratches. You can see right here, there looked like, some kind of curb rash or something. I don't know how the hell that happened, but, I understand getting a scratch on the bottom, but I don't know how they did that on the top. Anyways, I checked the Carfax, saw that this car was a rental car. I wasn't very apprehensive about it because it only had 24,000 miles and it has like 2 years left on its warranty, new car warranty. And I owned a rental car before. It was a Mitsubishi Lancer. It was a 2003, and I bought it in 2006, and that car is still running to this very day. So, because I know who I sold it to, and it's still running, just the general maintenance. Anyways, so this car had the original tires on it. When it came, I noticed the scratches right away. I kind of told the driver, like, hey, there's more scratches on this, and I'm sure they hear that all the time, and I'll tell you why. Anyways, I called Carvana up and I said, hey, this car has more scratches on it than was described online. What can we do about that? And I was looking for maybe a free paint correction or free detail or something. But the guy told me, hey, let me talk to my manager. He came back on the phone and was like, hey, we're going to send you a check, and I don't know how much it's going to be for, but it'll be over $100. So I figured with that, hopefully, it's like around 200 so that I can get a good detail on the car, maybe a light paint correction for the scratches. They're mainly in the clear coat, with the exception of one scratch on the hood. Looks like it got through to the bare paint, but I was gonna just touch that up myself with some, with some touch-up paint. Anyways, got the car on Monday. The guy was exactly on time. The delivery was scheduled for 3 o'clock. He came at like 2:56, so he was even early. Got the car, test drove it. Interior was immaculate. And I fell in love with the car. I got emotionally attached, which you should never do with a piece of machinery. This is my 22nd car, so I think I have a problem. I wonder if there's a group for car addictions anonymous. I don't know. The wife told me that this is my last car for a while, so she put the hammer down and said, hey, you are not buying any more cars. You will pay this one off first before you even think about buying another car. So it looks like me and old Blue here are stuck together for a few years. Anyways, car was delivered. I was happy. I took possession of it. They gave me my paperwork and Carfax. The driver did. He had all that in a nice little folder for me. And there was a maintenance sticker up on the window from Carvana saying that I need to get maintenance in like 5,000 miles. So anyways, I ended up taking this car to Volvo for a pre-purchase inspection, which I recommend everyone does. It was $177. I got a quote also for $250, so obviously I took it to the cheaper Volvo dealership. And they did a pre-purchase inspection on it. Everything passed with flying colors with the exception of the belly pan. It's like this piece of insulation that's like hanging down in the very front. It's underneath the car. So they were like, yeah, it's going to be like $200 and some to replace that. Every Carvana car, along with the 7-day guarantee, comes with a 100-day mechanical warranty. Doesn't cover things like cosmetic imperfections on the outside or interior, but it will cover anything that's not covered by a warranty. You can take it to any shop that can process third-party warranties. I got this information from Silver Lake themselves. If you do take it to a non-preferred shop, you're going to pay a $50 deductible. So I plan on taking it to Volvo, and as long as they can accept payment from a third-party warranty, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay the $50 deductible and have them replace that belly pan. Anyways, the shop cleared everything. I went ahead and did the 20,000 mile maintenance on it. It's got 24,000 right now. I went ahead and did the 20,000 mile maintenance on it because I don't trust Carvana. Let's just be frank. I don't trust them to do the right maintenance. So they did everything. They did the oil change and tire rotation and stuff like that. So and balancing, alignment, all that, whatever the 20,000 mile maintenance for Volvo entails. So while I was doing that, I got into an XC60 because they took a few more hours to do it than was expected. And my experience at the Volvo dealership, Crown Volvo in Clearwater, Florida, was fantastic. The guy came out like 20 minutes later and he said, hey, looks like it's going to be a few hours before my mechanic can get to your car. Would you like to take a loaner? And I got into a 2022 XC60. I posted a review on that, which you can check out on my channel. Just a quick walk around, not really a review because I didn't own it. But yeah, 2022 Volvo XC60 Inscription, which is top of the line. Very nice car, very nice car. So I looked at another S60 that they had online. I was just browsing Carvana and I was like, wow, this one's $1,000 cheaper. It's got 2,000 less miles on it, and it's got the bigger 19-inch rims, still in our design, still Polestar engineered. Exact same car, exact same color. And I was like, well, if I could save $1,000, why not take a look at it? So I went ahead, I called Carvana and I said, hey, I'd like to do a swap. And what that means is that you can swap your current car for another car. Well, my plan was, and I told them this, that I was going to look at both cars and decide which one to keep. And they were fine with that. So they brought the other car out free of charge. As long as you're within a 100-mile radius of a Carvana dealership or vending machine, you're within their what they call customer zone, or within their operating area. Now, it's not a perfect circle like the Carvana here in Tampa. They have a 100-mile radius, but it kind of goes in like a cone shape towards Orlando. So it's not a perfect circle. So just check with the, just when you're ordering your car online, they'll tell you if there's a delivery fee or not. So as long as you're within that 100-mile radius, then it's fine. Or you can have it delivered to Carvana and pick it up at a vending machine, then it's free. So anyways, they came out with the second car. Again, I ordered it, and then it took them like 2 or 3 days to bring it out. This car came from Missouri. The second car came from Maryland. And the guy was right on time again. And this time was a girl, actually. She was right on time. And the car had so many scratches on it. You know, it only had described online 3 light scratches. As I looked at the 360 view, there were only 3 light scratches listed on it. But it had so many scratches on it. The rims were scratched. You know, the car was just scratched all over. So I didn't even test drive it because this car was in way better condition. So I said, yeah, you can refuse delivery is what you can do. So I refused delivery. She loaded the car back up and took it. And don't forget to tip your delivery drivers, because they're going to, you know, work hard for you and make sure that you're all set up. So, you know, whenever someone does a service for you, you should tip them. You know, hey, it's a rough economy. Everyone's struggling. I get it. But, you know, someone does a service for you, just tip them, you know, anything you can afford. Doesn't have to be a lot, but, you know, just to show your appreciation for their hard work. Anyways, so she took the car back, and then the wife's like, well, I kind of want an SUV again because her last car was a Honda CR-V, and she liked the practicality of it. We're sharing one car, you know, to save money. So I looked at an XC60 on Carvana's website. I found one that was a few more grand than this. It was 2018. This is a 2020. but the model hasn't really changed between 2018 and 2021. The 2022s are different. They have a different operating system and a different engine. They're B5s now, mild hybrids instead of just a straight gasoline engine. Anyways, I was a little hesitant because I saw online a ding in the right passenger door that wasn't noted on the Carvana website. They didn't have a yellow triangle on it. They didn't have it listed. I zoomed in on the car and saw it. I zoomed over the whole car just to make sure that it didn't have tons of scratches like the second one that I looked at. So I initiated another swap, and I told them, yeah, I'd like to have this car. It only took 2 or 3 days to come out. It came out, and it had 2 dings on it, and the scratches on the front left bumper, like on the other side. If you look, I don't know why I'm showing it to you on my car. It doesn't really, it doesn't really matter. But like right down here on the XC60, it was just all scuffed up. It was all scratched up. And I was like, man, that's a lot worse than they said on there, because they just put medium scratches. And it was a lot more scratched up than was described online. They had like 2 or 3 deficiencies. There was a lot more deficiencies than 2 or 3. So anyways, I was like, all right, you know, the wife really wants an SUV, so we'll test drive it. We'll get in it. We'll look at it. The inside was really nice. It was an inscription model, top of the line. It had the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which is like a $3,200 option. And anyways, yeah, so that was, I started test driving it with the wife, and as soon as we got over 30 miles per hour, the vehicle started to shake violently. I mean, very bad. There's a highway that runs in front of my neighborhood. I got out on the highway, and as soon as I reached 30, it started shaking violently, so I took a back road back to the house because I was afraid to drive it on the highway because it wasn't safe. I felt like the tire was going to fall off and we were going to go skidding into an accident. So Carvana delivered a car to me that was not safe. You know, they tout their Carvana certified, you know, kind of like they want to be like their certified pre-owned that manufacturers offer through dealerships. And they try to tout their Carvana certified as being the same with a 150-point inspection, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's obvious that this XC60, the third car that I looked at, was not inspected. And if it was, then the mechanic lied that he did the work. So, you know, hey, I don't know, but all I know is Carvana delivered a car to me that was unsafe. So I called them because they only let you look at 3 cars. All right. And each time I looked at a new car, I had to sign contracts for that car, a purchase contract. Just like if you go into a dealership, you go back, see the finance guy, he's got all these contracts for you to sign with your interest rate, how much your payments are going to be. I signed all those. I signed 3 different contracts, one for this car, one for the second car, and one for the third car. Because with Carvana, you have to sign your purchase agreement and your odometer statements, all of that stuff. You have to sign all that stuff before you even see the car. So you're buying a car before you ever see it, with the understanding that you have 7 days to return it for any reason. So anyways, the third car was a bust, and I told them, hey, can I look at another SUV? Because the wife really wants an SUV, and this car that you delivered to me was unsafe. And they're like, well, unfortunately, you already looked at 3 cars. We can't let you look at another one. And I'm like, even though you delivered this car to me and it was unsafe to drive, and they're like, well, we're sorry, it's a strict policy. What you can do is start the purchase process all over again, and we'll take back the first car, and then you can look at 3 more cars. And I really didn't want to do that because I do love this car. So I said, no, I'm okay. You know, just make sure that you send that check out to me, you know, for the scratches that it has, so I can do something about it. And they were like, that's fine. They said, what we have to do now, that you're not taking the third car, is that we have to cancel that contract, and then we have to rebuild the contract for the first car. And they told me it would take 20 to 40 days. I was like, what? And they were like, we're really backed up right now with contracts. It's going to take 20 to 40 days. And I'm like, well, what happens with my registration? Because technically the registration and title can't be sent out to you until the car is considered by Carvana to be purchased. So the contracts consider you purchasing the car on the date that it's delivered. So if I look on my contract, I believe it says December 6th which was the Friday, which I believe is a Friday. It should have been a Friday, or should be a Friday. And so when I look at that contract, that's the date that I technically purchased the car. If there was a bill of sale, it would say December 6th, even though Carvana doesn't consider you buying the car until you pass your 7 days. So anyways, I asked them about the 20 to 40 days, and they said, well, our registration will just send you extended tags if it comes to that. So I'm a little worried about it, because there was a story here in Tampa about a paramedic who bought a car from Carvana and 8 months later did not have a title for his registration. So anyways, I was a little worried about that, and I still am, because I still haven't seen the rebuilt contract. If I go into the Carvana app, which you can also pay your payments through, I don't see any contracts or anything. They said they're going to email them to me so I can sign them again. And that, for the most part, is my whole buying process through Carvana. That's what I experienced. Let me tell you the good things. Every time I called Carvana, if you look up Carvana customer service on Google, it'll come up right away. And every time I called them, my call was answered in like 2 or 3 minutes by a live person. So it was very quick. The customer service was always great. Everyone that I talked to on the phone, including all the drivers that delivered the cars, they were fantastic, very helpful, very understanding, very customer focused, very customer centric operation. I was very happy with the people that I talked to, and I was very happy with the overall process. My personal rating for my out of 5 stars for my experience, I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5. I will give them a 5 if it wasn't for the quality of the cars that I saw, you know, including this car that I now hopefully own. I haven't seen the memorandum title to get the car registered, but yeah, I'm happy with it. It did have more scratches, like I mentioned, on it than was mentioned online, but I'm overall happy. You know, if I was 20 years old again, when I was a lot more picky about things not being perfect, I probably would not be happy. And I don't know, some of you younger people out there may be, you know, the same as I was, very anal about things. You might want to skip Carvana, because I don't know what they do, but the exterior on their cars just leaves a lot to be desired. I wasn't too thrilled with, out of 3 cars, 2 of them were just completely trashed, and one of them wasn't even safe to drive. So take that with a grain of salt. Maybe I just got unlucky. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. This is going to be part 1. I just wanted to share with you my experience. And in the second video, which should be a lot shorter, I'm going to go into detail about the actual Carvana buying process, which should apply to you as a consumer. And I wanted to let you know how everything goes down. I've already given a lot of information just on my own personal experience, but I wanted to make a second video to kind of let you know what to expect if you buy a car from Carvana. Anyways, that's my experience. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good holidays. Today is December, I believe it's December 17th, 18th. Christmas is next Saturday. Today is Saturday, so Christmas is a week away, so today would be the 18th. See how I figured that out? I'm so smart. Anyways, thanks for watching, and please watch part 2 if you're interested in still buying a car from Carvana. Thanks a lot, and take care.